Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. We are out for our daily walk. I have Mr. Curl Ninja here. He is letting me use his phone to read from because I'm going to share with you some of the stories I've been sent in regards to damages from DevaCurl. So a lot of my videos and posts have been about my story and what I think about what's going on and my theory of what's going on. But the reason that I keep posting, even after having told my story, isn't just because I want to push DevaCurl into issuing a recall of their products, but because there's stories that are much bigger than mine. Actually, in fact, I consider myself to be someone who, as a victim, got off easy as far as the physical destruction that the products had for me. So yes, I had to cut my hair because I didn't want to manage how damaged it had become. Yes, I believe that I've had some medical concerns that are linked to the products, that hopefully you'll be able to prove that in the future. But the stories that I've received hundreds of emails since I first came out about the products being harmful. I think it was in September that I realized this was not just a issue of too much moisture or something not serious, that it was something much more serious. And I've received hundreds of emails. That's not including direct messages, comments. That if we include those, then it's thousands and thousands of stories, and then all of the stories in the Facebook group, which has over 60,000 people as well. So I'm going to share a few of the notable emails that I've received without any of their personal information, to show you what we're really dealing with here and to help you realize that this has never been about me. Just because I'm using my voice to represent these people doesn't mean it's that the reason I'm so ongoing about it is because of myself. It's because of people like this and the hundreds and thousands of others that they represent. So if you're comfortable, once you've heard these stories, with sharing your story, I know that when you leave a comment there, you're connected maybe to a Gmail profile or something like that. So it's not as anonymous as, for these women who, I'm able to tell their story without them risk being contacted. But if you are comfortable sharing your story, please share it in the comments. And let's try to keep things moving with this issue and not let it be forgotten. And because it is a serious and humongous and international problem that's still happening. Stores are putting their DevaCurl products on sale, like Sephora and Ulta and other places, to try to clear out their warehouses that are filled with these tainted products. But not unless DevaCurl issues a recall will people stop suffering, because every single day I hear from someone new who had not heard or caught wind of what was going on, and every day there are still people using the products, suffering, and not knowing their cause. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit quickly because these emails are a little bit long. Hi, Stephanie. I want to start off by thanking you for everything you're doing. I greatly appreciate the sacrifices you have continuously been making these past months in order to help as many people as possible. You have helped me realize what was wrong, and it has improved my quality of life as well as my sister's. I am forever grateful for the awareness you have raised. Thank you. I'm going to leave out some personal information. My sister and I were both avid DevaCurl users and have never seen our curls look as healthy and defined as when we started using their products. They slowly started to deteriorate without us noticing. A few months back, we started to experience a plethora of skin, scalp, and hair issues that we are dealing with to this day. We treated each symptom as it came and didn't realize the connection between them, the extent of the damage, and its root cause. I happened to stumble upon your first few DevaCurl videos on YouTube. At first, I felt they weren't applicable to my situation, but as I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole, it started to dawn on me that between my sister and I, we have experienced most of the symptoms associated with this scandal. As a US citizen, I was thinking of joining class action lawsuits, but I live abroad and I'm not sure if that's possible. Sadly, because these products aren't sold here, we believe we have the grounds or numbers to sue here. Your recent post on Facebook about acne and general skin issues prompted me to send you this email so that there would be another written account of the damage they have caused. My story. In 2016, I was put on Accutane for 5 months to deal with acne. It was never severe. Almost all teens here take Accutane in high school. Ever since finishing my treatment, my skin was almost completely cleared up until 2019. My acne started to slowly creep back in target areas: my jawline and neck, my hairline, and my upper back. I switched conditioners, shampoo, body wash, and nothing helped. The worst was in July 2019. I woke up one morning, large, burning, swollen, itchy, red acne-like bumps on the lower half of my face. I continued on with my life and covered it to the best of my ability with foundation. It continued getting worse as time went on, and I ended up going to several doctors and being put on antibiotics for over a month while having to use a spot treatment. Because of the severity, I did not leave my house for a week. Luckily, I could work from home at the time. Multiple doctors could not figure out the cause, and over the course of 2 to 3 months, it mostly subsided. In the 6 weeks since I stopped using DevaCurl, my skin has cleared up tremendously. I don't have pictures of the worst of it because I was scared to look at myself in the mirror. Okay, other symptoms I have experienced. Hair damage. My hair is becoming coarse and dry. It's very difficult to get water to keep moisture in and to make my hair look decent for over a day. Hair loss. I was shedding much more than normal. Loss of focus, weakening and breaking of fingernails. Dandruff. My sister has very sensitive skin. She also went to multiple dermatologists because of bleeding and flaking on her scalp, nonstop itching, dry, coarse hair. Her curls went from curls to waves, headaches at a much higher frequency than normal, and loss of focus. Okay. And then some pictures of what she said was not the worst of it. And was still, I can't imagine. I mean, our hair is just one part of how we look and how we see ourselves, and our skin is a whole nother, part of that that's really can take a big hit on how we feel. So I just can't imagine dealing with both at the same time. I feel grateful that it only impacted, besides some random allergic reactions and rashes and the Raynaud's phenomenon, that my skin didn't take the same level of a hit that my hair took. Thank you for sharing your story. Okay, let's see. This one's a shorter one. I felt it was representative of the more, I've gotten tons of really long stories and detailed stories, but daily I get multiple emails that are a little bit briefer and similar to this. I've been using DevaCurl since 2015, 2016. Can you please help me contact the right person to help me? This hasn't only affected me, but also my family emotionally. I thought I was dying. I've been so sick. My medical bills are crazy because I've had all these symptoms, but no diagnostic. I have pictures of everything that's happened to my body. I don't know who to trust at this point. You're my best chance of getting somewhere. I'm sure you're getting a lot of questions from a lot of people, but I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your time. I pray I hear from you soon. And I did. We did speak. I do my best to respond to every single email as long as it was, I'm doing my best to create content to help people who are just looking for product help but those who really need emotional support. And I can usually tell from the nature of the email, I really do my best to respond. Things do slip through the cracks. And if you needed me and I couldn't respond or didn't respond, I'm truly sorry. It has been completely overwhelming. And I hope someday I can literally hug every single person that's ever been affected by this, because I feel incredibly close to each and every single one of you. And yeah, I don't have like an assistant who helps with the emails, so yeah, they slip through the cracks sometimes, but I'm really trying to get to everybody. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. I cannot imagine how flooded with messages you must be by now. Either way, I still felt compelled to reach out to you. I thought I could share my story. I started using DevaCurl products exclusively in the early spring of 2019. I worked with a DevaCurl specialist and followed all instructions. By fall 2019, I started feeling I was balding and attributed it to stress I was enduring. I had a physical done and all my blood work came back excellent. My doctor told me I had no underlying medical issues. I started noticing my scalp was getting itchy and redness irritation began to appear this year. I stopped all DevaCurl product use just over 1 month ago. I called to get a product return started, as I have a good $1,000 in product. They still haven't sent me the shipping materials. Now I actually feel it was meant to be that they didn't, and here's why. This week I went to the dermatologist. I now have to go monthly for steroid injections directly into my scalp. The injection started this week. I don't have a yeast or bacterial issue. How the dermatologist explained what she feels has happened is that the product forced my hair into the final growth cycle, causing it to fall out. I'm sure nothing I'm about to say is news to you, but now I know we have 3 hair growth stages. Much of our hair is an anagen stage. The hair grows for several years before it goes dormant. Then it goes into the catagen phase for 2 to 3 weeks, where it detaches itself from the blood supply. The final stage is telogen, during which the hair falls out in place of new growth. About 80 to 90% of our hair is supposed to be in anagen phase. Except the dermatologist feels mine is nowhere near that now, and a massive percent has been forced into the telogen phase. So even though I've seen improvement with regards to less loss in the last week or so, I'm not out of the woods yet. She diagnosed me with alopecia areata. My heart sank. I've never had issues like this before, nowhere near it. I'm tired of reading comments on the Facebook page that question if products were misused or if women have bacterial yeast infections or just straight up natural balding. I did everything I was instructed to do with the products, and I followed through with medical guidance for help. The irritation still has not gone away after a month. I barely need to look to notice it. This isn't normal. What I'm going through is causing me emotional distress at this point. My dermatologist told me it will likely take me years to see my hair similar to how it was pre-DevaCurl use. Years. I want to make a comment on the steroid injections, and I'm going to be sure that I mention this to the sender of this email as well. I think that I did, but I'll make sure that I mention it to her. But steroids, the steroid injections, that's when a dermatologist sees hair loss. That's what they think is going to help, but that can affect your hormones. And I do believe that whatever leaked into the products from the plastic in the DevaCurl products is an endocrine disruptor and is messing with hormone balances, and steroids can do that too. And so that could cause you other medical issues, I believe. So I would not recommend steroid injection. Yeah, something like that. Or I'll re-record it at home if I have to. So I wanted to share these stories with you because not only will I know that they'll be all too familiar to a lot of you watching, but I hope it will inspire more people to share their story, because it's the commonalities among them that are the reason that I knew that all the medical things had to be linked to the products, because I didn't look for patterns among these victims. The patterns were screaming at me. So many stories mentioning the same sorts of issues, and the only common denominator being their use of DevaCurl products during the same time periods. So I hope that this, I don't know, I keep hoping that each video is like a Hail Mary and they're going to issue a recall, or somebody's going to make them do something about it, like maybe the FDA would get involved or something. Everybody's busy right now, I know that. Our world has other problems, of course. But this is a pretty big problem, in my opinion. If this is something that can affect your physical well-being, not just externally, aesthetically, or emotionally, which is also a big deal, but physically, like all the different issues that have been reported, like that aren't even in the stories that I told, like reproductive issues, fertility issues, and that's a pretty serious one. Also, I think all of the things that are being reported can be connected to like endocrine disruption. So I don't know, I just hope that all these things help us lead us closer to the answer, because I never did hear back from the one lab that actually told me they might be willing to test the products for me. Followed up with them 2 times. They were the only people to actually even not just dismiss me immediately when they found out it wasn't my products I wanted testing. So that's disappointing, and I get disappointed a lot. And yeah, seeing brands, companies run sales on the DevaCurl products to try to clear them out disturbs me greatly, because, you know, a lot of people don't know this is a problem, and they see a sale, and DevaCurl used to never be on sale. It was always expensive, and like, I mean, you tarnish your brand image when you're constantly putting your products on sale. It lowers the perceived value of the product. Like, why would they do that unless they're just trying to get rid of them? I'm sure that they've come out with products that are safe now, but those products won't replace the products that are already out there that are harmful. They won't replace them unless they're taken out of those warehouses and off the shelves with a recall. A recall has to happen. It's the only thing that ends this sooner than, like, I mean, it'll be over a year before people are no longer buying the products that are harmful. So only a recall stops that from happening any sooner. That's the only thing that would make it happen sooner. Otherwise, we have to just deplete the inventory, and those products will get worse and worse and worse, because if it's something leaking from the plastic into the product, the longer the products exist, the worse, the higher the level of concentration that chemical is going to be in the products. They're going to get more and more dangerous. That's literally, like, terrifying. So I just hope someone will help us soon. I want to know what it is for myself. I want to know what it is for all of you. I don't like having to guess at how I should fix it internally. So I'm sticking with just natural things, and so far I'm feeling better, but we'll see if my body reflects that improvement as my hair grows out. See if it grows back, starts growing in a normal texture. But for now, sleeping a little bit better and thinking a little bit clearer. And I think, if anything, whether that's placebo effect or not, it's giving me more power to do what's right and to help everyone. So I'm certainly not done fighting. So thank you guys for tuning in and hearing me out, and hearing these powerful stories, taking your time to listen to them, and knowing that they're just a very tiny little fraction of the sample of what's out there. And yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at the Curl Ninja. Dennis is Mr. Curl Ninja. Thank you for joining me on this walk and talk, and we'll talk to you guys soon.